need to be good.
Candid camera.
So that YouTube doesn't.
And highlight in case I'm trying to put this
We,
in there, but I
we
do
don't
think
always
that-
have food and treats, but can I invite people to please grab something, because we're gonna send it
I
out
will
with
send
you
you a
if you
text,
don't.
but she's not sober, she's not almost over, and I put slides.
Save it unless someone,
Has the one
unless someone pops out a snack, so I guess it's a good, yeah.
It's 74 hours, first you went from like, I don't care, you passed it, you would waste your time, never have to take them up again.
You're so lucky. It sounds like that's the one thing that
You do well in school, and it's not challenging,
Sure.
sugar,
Because some
it's really hard
really
to
good
switch
jobs.
off.
They're not
Like,
so
so like,
strict that they're
Good
actually
times,
that
though.
good.
I'm not a
vegan.
fundamental.
she's figured out, so
If
she's
he
figured
doesn't
out.
know, it doesn't hurt.
I felt like they gave me that information and then I was like,
She took that out.
No. Did you like recite it?
I was like, it was something about like totally sugar. Anyway, the way she said
I
it.
think it's honey. I think
Then she got to where she was like,
This was like,
she just didn't know her, you know,
Yeah,
never
some
seen her in
people-
person, and
processed
like,
it where, and
she's
she's
like,
like, I swear they used the word
Some
bone,
people-
and I was like,
you gotta not let
Just-
It's from so, anyway, there's the other one is dairy, red velvet.
That happens a lot.
Slowly.
Yes, and like, the only thing that's been wrong is like, cite something right. With my instructor was like, you could
It's
be
my senior year,
expelled from,
and I just,
she just ripped
That's
me.
I decided
I
to,
was
cause I already, I'm doing a lot more, a couple different committees already, so I don't wanna,
a documentary
have
on
It
to,
didn't
cause with
The
the
lead
president, there's
actors.
a lot I have to do,
The
I
game
just
changer.
already
You
have
watched
a
on
lot
Netflix?
already.
How
And
did
so
you
the vice president.
So I was watched it,
are
I
involved
worked on
with
it 7 years.
Yeah.
So I just like,
Especially because it's not that easy.
which is.
Yeah, and it just, I woke up the next morning and I went,
It's the
let me try it.
year,
And that was
And
7
it
years
is
ago,
like-
and I mean,
I guess that
I
is
didn't feel bad,
Oh,
so it's not like I really noticed a big
like
difference in
Yeah.
how I
alerting.
feel.
Sophomore, I was
So
like,
she was half
junior
this.
vice president.
As well.
Just do it, just do it, I know I don't want to.
Well, it's incredible.
That's
Just
because
keep
I
you
came
in
second.
check.
Yeah.
I'm free for all.
Dang,
More
yeah.
real,
I was actually-
exactly, that's what I was, I had a free for all.
It's okay to set
So
boundaries.
for me to even come.
That
out,
came great.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that's the cool part, is it's got me like disciplined in a way that
I
I
really
wasn't
have to be
disciplined.
honest, or.
Cause actually
Nothing
that's
wrong
what
with
my
that,
friend.
and I can always
Wanna
put
do
it
it. So yeah,
Yes, and-
otherwise they did
Yeah.
fine.
Either way.
It's just like, I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
It's
she has
kinda
them on
cool,
call.
'cause like you
exactly,
said,
and she's been home
the
literally.
president actually helps.
She finished and
Yeah.
Are expected to do, and when you're second or vice, you're kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can take care of that.
Not a ton.
Like, I'll take care of that and that and that, and you kind of
Like
take
cake
what you can
Yeah,
take.
and that's,
Makes it-
actually on practice on the wrestling.
It's nice.
she's got a pretty good.
That's a pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh.
she was a pretty easy situation, so.
Oh,
Show you what the first
I
piece.
was like,
I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna take it home with me, cause I haven't even
I
had
don't
dinner.
know, I don't know, maybe we can.
Not
throw
that I
first
have to,
here.
can't have dessert before dinner.
Yeah, because what it is,
I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
I have dinner. I'm just not ready.
This is, she's only doing like 30 times a day. Last time she got there 8:30.
But yeah.
This time I think it's 10:30. So she goes like an hour. She'll
Trucking along.
If she moves turn, she's had one on my.
How old are you?
She does
8, 6
She's been work there like,
Are you done?
it's not math.
Yeah.
You sure?
She
You
does.
said that like you're sure.
Yes, and she has no discussions or labs until 2 on a Friday, so.
Yep, done.
Like, you were pretty easy, so
Yeah.
I don't wanna hear your.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, I think I would have liked to have had one. I could, I'm sure, I don't know.
Yeah, well, but yeah.
No, we'll just take that as a What's that? Not having, well, when I decided to not have any more babies.
Oh, more kids, yeah.
The needs of stuff happen.
Yeah. Yep, shop is closed.
Shop is closed.
Two stuff.
So pretty.
They're really pretty.
I don't know what that's again. See Mary though, so
Great.
She is almost here.
Yeah, they're
She's in Mapleton right now.
Okay, good. Oh, you're spying on her, good job. Thank you. Yeah, she told me she was running behind.
Emails going out, pretending to be Brittany, intentionally.
Happy executive session tonight?
Told staff.
Did it get left on
Go
again?
on there, it's on.
Yeah, I got left on there. I like that, cause you know what? We get to eliminate things.
I know, it makes you look like you're getting
Yes,
Take
like we
care.
cut fat out of it. I was just gonna text you like last weekend and then and say, hey, I know it's wrestling season and it gets crazy. Morgan's home like the whole month, like off for a whole month, and like I'm free. Like if you know, Lisa Dorwald, you guys, and then Kevin Bullock.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I was literally gonna text Abby tonight. And doesn't matter.
I know.
How's he doing?
I think, well, Kevin made him get down and do push-ups.
That, yeah, Tori told me that story. Man's broken arm.
I know, so why's he doing a push-up?
Well, I went to the ER and he asked.
You're kind of sort of-
"I wanna go back and wrestle."
Kind of
So I was like, "Well, go back if you can do 10 push-ups."
Brittany, you gotta get-
Before they had read the interview.
She was,
So then the doctor came out, she was like, well, I think it's a fracture. And he was like, well, I think they do push-ups, so.
He told her that?
Yeah. She was like, no more push-ups. And then.
Is it good? Okay.
So I don't know, I think it's gonna be fine. I think they're gonna say like, keep it,
so they were driving down the
and then it'll be, it's not gonna go that bad.
But he'll be done.
I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, hopefully
It feels so
not.
bad.
Yeah.
It goes February?
Yeah.
If someone turned
I think the last weekend in January is when.
Okay, I thought it was like the beginning of February, usually is when you go to.
When did you do it?
They literally
That's
crushed
what
me for it. I am not joking.
Great.
I don't know,
And
and
you
we
just
used to
put
have
it on there,
people
then you
that
wrap
would
it in a
drive
towel
into that
and
lower.
Is that kind of like the
Yes.
onion trick too, on
I
your
don't know,
teeth when you're
but I
sick?
swear, I'm
Because the
definitely
gate was just wide enough. Yeah.
Sean has done the
But
the
potato
potato-
thing to Keevan's.
Yes, cause I told her about
Yeah,
it.
yes,
Totally
yeah.
works.
Really?
And
Oh my
Keevan,
God, I said, works.
Keevan did not hate it, and I don't know that it cured, you know, but
It
it
like
helps.
sucks the stuff out,
Something.
right?
So you're wrapping them in potatoes.
That's so nice.
Just a
Like
potato.
you're a sack of potato clamps.
I always heard it as onions when I was coaching at the
Well, onions, I feel like it's sick. Yeah, because Morgan will do that, especially during basketball season, the last 2 or 3 years.
Sucks
Like,
the
oh my God, can you burn those socks when you're done, huh? Because she'll wrap them up and just put them on, she'll go to bed, after she's rubbed herself out, you know, goes to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to put an onion like right by your bed.
Oh.
And don't open
The
it.
dogs are stinking my house so much right now, I cannot fathom. Very used to like promoting an onion. You take the skin off it and everything.
Yeah.
You inhale it, right? Yeah.
Shred
Oh,
here.
like cut it in half.
Yes, well,
Oh.
yeah, I know
No.
that. Kind of
Yeah, Misa's not here, she's right there. Tracy. No, I saw you when I came to Mapleton, you were headed to Florence, so I was not surprised.
Still this stuff.
Especially this
It's alright, it's about them to get food, so.
That was my exact reason, is like, I had a little bit of swearing.
Did we put it as a date?
They probably don't.
We're just doing it at the end.
For the beginning.
Did you put it on here?
At least they still remind me. Beginning, well, we didn't,
You wanna do it at the beginning?
yeah,
And so that people
Yeah.
can do whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't, I went home and did storm damage, so I did not prepare myself for anything proper to say, but we'll come up with something. All right, at 6:10, I will call the December 17th board meeting to order. Our mission is to provide a supportive and safe learning environment where all students are encouraged and empowered to reach their educational and personal potential. And we'll stand for that. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we'll do the better stuff, well, sad stuff first, and then we'll go to the rest. So, it's Michelle's last meeting, because Michelle's retiring from the board.
let's change mine right now. Michelle.
Don't blame you, we haven't figured out, we did not know the years, but we know it's more than 35, probably close to 40.
Yep.
And I know we have things for her and things to say, and we know we have people that came. I don't know, did you talk to anyone, like, are we, if
Yeah,
anyone
so-
wants to say anything, if any, or just wanted to
I would
be
love
here?
to open the floor, but to start with today, Brittany had reached, or we saw each other and she's like, when's your board meeting? And Ramil's here as student rep tonight, but Brittany, how long were you student rep?
For 3 years of high school, I presented to Michelle.
Yeah, so
Aw.
for 3 years, and she's like, I was there every board meeting, Michelle was my board, I don't know, if chair or member during that time, but, and I was the student rep, and, for those who don't know, Brittany is, superintendent counterpart at Triangle Lake, and this is your first and a half year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is year 2.
Year 2, yeah, and, doing an awesome job, and leads Mapleton through and through, even though she wears the wrong colors, but.
Hey, did you see what I wore when I said
Yes,
this?
yes.
Not for me.
Well done, because you know Michelle would have called you on it.
Yeah, she would have.
So, but I would love to, just give her, like, people are here, Sarah's been here teaching our longest out of any of our staff and made sure to come over and, anyway, I wanna open the floor, I think we can all say things, but, take it away, anything you'd like to share?
I can start, Michelle. I know that it hasn't always been easy for you to serve on this board, and a lot of your years, if not a major majority of them, you were the minority voice. And helping with my district now and seeing how crucial board members' roles are, I realize how easy it would have been for you to throw in the towel. And I probably would have, honestly, if I was in your position a lot of those years, and so just thank you. And I hope you know that your perseverance made a difference for students in Mapleton and the community, so thank you.
Thanks, Brittany.
Sarah hates doing this, but she's gonna talk.
I wanna cry.
I get that, that's why I put it all in a card.
I'm not saying I have just appreciated your support and your dedication to Mapleton. Like Brittany said, you could have bailed out many times. I hope I see you at some games
Definitely.
and maybe at some parties in Deadwood or something. And we both love Prince.
True.
And I remember when I had Matthew. I don't wanna do this. I'll tell you later.
Okay. I love you, Sarah.
I'm just a crybaby, it wouldn't matter, like.
Yeah, no, I know
This
that.
happened to me the other day at some other, I don't even remember what.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, you are in touch with your soul. It's a beautiful thing.
And I tried to keep Isaiah from eating junk food, I really did. It was hard.
Thanks for trying. You know that.
I did not try.
Of course you did. Of course
Gave it
you
to
did.
him.
That's right. We had rules in the house, and then when they were out of the house, we were like, go for it. I'm monitoring your behavior.
I've seen many of those kids.
Yes.
Like, oh,
Yes.
sugar's on the down low at your house, that's why you're doubling up and tripling up.
For real. Yeah.
I put most of mine in the card, so, but I just wanna say like, I think I knew Mary first, but then when I got this crazy idea, I told Jody like, something about Mapleton, like, if you ever, I have no desire to be a superintendent, but there's something about that district, if you leave, at least tell me. She called me up and said, I always tell people, one, I thought she was younger, and two, I didn't think she'd remember. But she called me back and I think she had me talk to Michelle pretty early, and I don't remember the exact order of things, but, and through the whole process of applying and stuff, there was just this like, fierce is the word I would use, to describe you, like fierce support of the community and every kid in the school. And when I say every kid in the school, not even that was going there now, but who had ever come here, and I could feel it, and I was like, I wanna be part of that, so, yeah, and then over the years, just a lot of long phone calls that, I hope you know, I consider you a dear friend. I think it's more than, my board chair and member, you know, and I hope you see that. I put in there, this is the part I'm making public, so there's, but I hope that means more long phone calls moving forward and getting together, so. Yeah, just, and something early about Mapleton connected to the, like, lots of years with different folks, and what Michelle told me early on and ongoing was like, what I learned from serving with those men is fiscal responsibility and how important it is to really be fiscally conscious and conservative and all that, and like, I'd argue Michelle's the most fiscally conservative person I know, and so, and gives full credit to them for that's where she learned it, and so, you know, as we sit in superintendent council meetings talking about carryover reserves, and people are like, how much at Mapleton? And I'm like, that's not just me in these years, that's long-term commitment, so, it's important and it's working, and, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. When I started on this board, I was the only woman, and it was 6 guys and me, and 6 older guys and me. I was like 25 when I got on this board. So, you know, I look at the board now, it's all females, and that's a beautiful thing, and I like guys too, so if there's a guy that replaces me, bless him, that's beautiful. But it's just the trajectory of serving so long, and all the cool people I met, and those guys, you know, they didn't know what to make of me. I mean, I was from up the creek, and they couldn't, you know, not even any eye contact. I'd come home from board meetings, I'd be like, those guys don't like me, and I'm like, but I'm gonna just keep it, I'm gonna bring them over, you know, and got to be such good friends with people that I would never have known if I hadn't been on this board, and it's just it's such an honor, it's such a privilege. I love this place so damn much. It's very hard to say goodbye, but I decided I'd rather walk out of this boardroom than have you guys wheeling me out in 20 years. So, you know, I take so many amazing memories from this place, so many beautiful souls that sat around this table, all the staff, the clerical staff at the elementary from Annis, remember Annis Johnson? Just all the way through, and then over here with Connie Walton, and before, you know, it's just like so, the pages, and all the superintendents, some of them I wish we had never hired, and some that have really stepped up and made this place such an amazing school. And I mean, who wouldn't want to send their kid to Mapleton? This place is really dedicated to higher values. And that's what I learned, and that's, I think, what I'm gonna leave here, knowing that I played a role, and I have no regrets. I mean, there were some hard times for sure, but you know, there's something about stick-to-itiveness, and that pays off in spades. So, bless up all you good people. Thank you for letting me serve, and thank you to the community for electing me year after year after year after year. Yeah, it's a privilege. It's just a privilege of this place. And you'll see me. I'm not going anywhere. Still live right up the creek.
Are you still rolling readers?
I'm still doing rolling readers. Yeah.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, I'm a volunteer. That's what this is, volunteerism. It's just another aspect of it.
This is from our business students. That's for me.
Thank you, Lynn.
A couple things in here when you come to those events.
Ooh,
Some more
you're
gear for
dressing
you.
me.
They're dressing you. So, new bag printed that you can take with you.
Definitely.
New shirt.
Wow, all right, cool.
Right here.
By the way,
Mapleton shirt and a matching sweatshirt. Mapleton Sailors, so they sent this over with this card here. And then in the bag, I have to pull these out here, there are a number of stickers that you, Mapleton Sailors,
Cool, excellent.
Orion designed by
I can put them on my
one of our
water.
students, yep. Brooklyn drew that one.
Oh, that's
And then,
beautiful.
Number one board member, 30 plus year, this is what we were trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And we could not, like, we tried a lot of different ways and we couldn't get to a number, so it's 30 plus years of service, number one board member, so.
Thank you so much.
I think that's what's in there, so, and then make sure you take pie.
I totally will. Thank you all, really appreciate this. Really appreciate it. Onward.
On that note, we'll get you another year next year if you stay.
Ha.
The fancy chair for the bleachers.
There we go, yeah, that's, hey, that's a
And you
good
still get to keep
idea.
all your garb and then you can just come back.
Yeah.
Cash in a couple times.
Yeah.
Say it every year, you
It's
get
like-
more stuff.
The athletes that do the tour.
Right, for sure. No, it took a lot to get myself to realize it's time to let somebody else, take the baton. So I'm not gonna do that twice. This is my swan song, but thank you all, really, thanks for showing up.
Thank you.
And thank you, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Anyone else? We're good to move on?
I'm gonna start with student rep, but I will acknowledge, like, nobody has to stay the whole time. We usually do a couple district, student report and then district reports and then jump into business, but welcome to stay as long as you want, and, if you get up and leave, nobody will be offended, promise. So, but if you don't take food or sweets with you, then we'll talk bad about you.
Yeah, take it for the road. Okay, so Ramil, right, first?
Yeah, do we have public comment?
Oh, yes, well, I didn't do the review of the agenda. Is there any changes, anything different, other than the one we saw, which is number 11, and we get to mark it out? So we eliminated something, cause we're not really having an executive session again.
Oh, did that just sneak in?
Yeah, it just stayed accidentally.
It's down below.
Yeah.
I like it though, cause we get to scratch it. And no public comment, right, Jan?
No.
Okay, so Ramil,
Hello, most of you know me, but if you don't, I'm Ramil Beers. I am Vice President on Student Council, and tonight I'm your student rep. We kind of switch around on Student Council, but tonight's me. First thing I want to start off with, basketball season again, yay. We just, 2 weekends ago, we hosted the Mapleton Winter Classic. We hosted 12 teams, 8 boys teams, 4 girls teams. It was a little bit of a challenge finding girls teams that wanted to participate. A lot of schools said they didn't want to get destroyed and so didn't play.
Wow.
Interesting little outlook there, but that's alright. But we had 8 boys teams, so there's games, on the first night, the last game ended at 9:30. So there is some late games, and all day long games, so it was pretty fun. We had business sold Mapleton swag, like the shirts and stuff like that, and they made their custom like Mapleton Winter Classic sweatshirt and stuff. Electronics 3D printed the trophies, so they made the trophies that we handed out, one of a kind, so can't find those anywhere else. And then Culinary made team dinner the night before the night before the tourney for our teams, and then throughout the tournament was making food for the coaches' room and officials and refs and all that. So it went really well. The student council sold extra wreaths. So yeah, overall the tournament raised a lot of money because there was cost for admission too, and we raised a lot of money for the program and all that, and it overall went really well. Girls placed second, boys can't exactly remember, fourth, yeah. Today, the teams left for Pilot Rock, for the Pilot Rock tournament. A little ways away, they left at 7, and they have made it to the hotel safely, so that's all good. They get back Saturday, so it's a long journey, but we're hoping that they do well out there. Next on my list is, so for my senior project, I'm doing the dream, how do you imagine your dream Mapleton? And so we've had 3 sessions. The first session back in October. And so we pretty much went, got a whole bunch of community members. Culinary made food for us, it's very good. And we just brainstormed a bunch of ideas. Not planning anything, just brainstorming. What do we want to see in Mapleton? Some ideas are very not possible, some ideas are very possible because, like I said, it's just brainstorming. So we, there's like redoing the dock, or like, there's a whole bunch of different things. And so then after that I hosted, and this was partnered with Rural Development Initiatives and Stanislaw Vision. And so they hosted that first one, and then I kind of facilitated. And then the second one I hosted myself with just the high school students to see what high school students wanted to see. And we got some really good stuff for like school, just the school in particular, and not necessarily the whole community. So some things for the school that I plan on meeting with people with and following up on. And then the most recent one in December, last week, we did the actual action planning. So starting to plan some ideas, what ideas are feasible, what ideas weren't feasible, and then how easy they how much they impact the community and how feasible it is to actually do these projects. And so we have a whole list. I don't have the list with me, but we are getting it emailed because this one was partnered again with RDI, which is Rural Development Initiatives, and Stanislaw Vision. So they have all the data and stuff, and they're sending it over to us. They're just making it look all neat and nice for us. And so it went really well. We had food there, and we had an in-person meeting over in the middle school to kind of demonstrate what we've done on the middle school. And yeah, it went really well. We figured out some really important things that the community really wants, and some things that we want but might be hard to get. So we have some short-term goals and long-term goals. Some of them are just as simple as bringing back the river cleanups, and maybe doing like kayak races, well, the joke is that's only paddleboard races, but obviously if we don't want to use paddleboard, we can do like kayak races and stuff. So we have like plans for those, which are really easy, and then we have some harder plans like redoing the water and like things that are very hard and will take quite a few years to do. And so we have a range of different ideas, and the idea was that we have these like really hard ideas that we want to do, like the redoing the water, plumbing and all that. That's not gonna be it. Mapleton's tried to do that many times, and oftentimes it ends up us feeling defeated because as we get these, so the idea is we have these smaller things that we kind of do to keep our morale up, and like as we complete them, while we continue to work on these bigger projects. We got a $5,000 grant to spend on one of the buildings or one of the rooms in the middle school for student use, and the students wanted to allocate it to the teen room / vibe room. Some of the things that we already are getting with the grant is boneless couch, a new TV, 3-in-1 hockey, pool, and like table tennis tables. So blackout curtains, bean bags, rugs, and then we have like options for donations from the community, whether they want to donate different objects for the teen room. So that's that's like the big exciting thing that a lot of students are excited for. It's being designed by students too, so that we can, it's a teen room, so we're designing it, and yeah, it's been a pretty good, it's been fun watching the design process continue to move on. And then the last one, Sue.
Instructional Materials Reconsideration Committee, I just asked Ramil in the report if they'd share who their student choice was. So it's a discussion item at 8.3, and we can still hit it and make sure we got everybody else, but then Ramil doesn't have to wait till 8.3. So
The student we decided on, which is we're open to changing to people because she is a middle schooler, is Rosie Golden.
no, that's
Wait, that's her.
staff member.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I feel like she's
Rosie
also
Moffat. So she reads often, things like that, and so we thought she would be good in being able to provide her input on things. One thing I was me and Courtney were kind of talking about is because she's a middle schooler, having, which would be good because she can learn from and be on there year after year, but also having, figuring out cause a lot of people are gone right now, so it's hard to follow up with people right now because most people are gone on, the basketball trip right now, but having like a high schooler as like a, kind of like a advisor type position thing, because she is in middle school, so that was the idea, but we don't know who that high schooler is yet because most of them are gone, but Rosalie.
What grade is she in?
7th grade, so yeah, she's the, student that we wanted to put on there.
Alright, the lists one student picked by student council, if you all are open to having a second person, like a co-student with a high schooler and a middle schooler. We'd love to support that, if people are open to it, so.
So we'll deal with that as an action item?
Sure.
Yeah, right. Are you a senior now?
Yes, I am a senior.
Oh my goodness.
Ask him where he's going to school.
I know where he's going, but I just didn't, yeah, we'll miss you.
Yeah, there's mixed feelings, cause it's like, I love Mapleton, but at the same time, like, thank goodness I'm done with high school, but,
For sure.
but also like.
Almost done.
Almost, yeah, yeah, but, no, it's definitely mixed feelings, excitement, sadness, but joy,
Yeah.
frustration, a lot, so, but it's been, yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to plan on going to OSU, so, well, I guess I'm already committed to OSU now, so, they've already taken my money, so I got it.
You're there.
Yeah,
What are you studying there?
I wanna study psych, so psychology, and then go into psychiatry, but that's the goal right now.
You wanna go
honestly.
into psychiatry later?
Yep. Subject to change, I've heard many people go to college for a specific plan and then it almost always changes. But right now I already got full ride, so I'm excited for OSU.
And also, like, I think I asked you as a freshman what your plan was, and it was OSU psychology and
Oh my
then Prescott
gosh.
College, and then, and it hasn't changed. Like, Bramila's one of the few kids that named it early, and that's still the path, and it can change, don't feel
Yeah.
like you have to marry to it, and.
It changed a lot of middle school. And then just like being involved in the community through like school, mom, dad, a whole bunch of things, sister. Psychology is needed, so that's what that's kind of why I decided.
I don't know how to take that.
Yeah, I mean, you might be a little too far gone, Mom, I'm sorry, but I can try to help you. Yeah, after 18 years with me, yeah, that's partly my bad, sorry about that. But, no, yeah, so that's kind of why I wanted to get into psych.
Cool.
That's all I have on my school report.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for real.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you,
All right.
I'll see you at home, Mom.
Okay, drive safe.
Yes,
you.
especially you wanna jump in, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A couple things, yeah, just kudos, I just wanna acknowledge, like, the work being done for the, those Imagine Your Dream Mapleton community sessions. One really cool thing that came out of the first one was a lot of talk about, hey, the Grange doesn't get used as often, and literally within a week and a half, a Grange event was planned for the community. And that was community members there just asking questions and saying, is there a possibility, and then it was. So I wanna share a little bit about that, Grange event. Was able to attend, Abby was there on time, that part of it. And it was, Commissioner Senega, members from law enforcement, and then, Lane County Code Enforcement. And,
Which is what?
like, if people have trash in, or are living out of RVs on a property, so like housing code. And this meeting was, put together by community members to address squatting and, crime and increased crime and drug issues in the immediate neighborhood here. And some really interesting things shared there that I think are important to share back, and so I'm gonna add it in my district report here. Lots of conversations about squatting that can live in that meeting, and interesting things, but I asked the question about, we're openly talking about tweakers squatting. What about the tweaker side of this? And meth trafficking distribution is increased in the area. Our kids can tell you about it, our families can tell you about it. What are we doing, what can we do about that? And the answer was fascinating. There is, in Lane County, and they were speaking for Lane County, and I'll probably mess up some facts at this, larger state level, but in Lane County, there is zero money or funding for addressing drug distribution beyond illegal marijuana grows. So the state money is all towards illegal marijuana grows, and if you go after those and get lucky that you find meth or other drugs, then you get lucky, but there's not concerted resources and effort towards addressing harder drugs in our community. And we also, I think many people know this, but there's one deputy for all of Western Lane County, and Deputy Alexander is a wonderful support for our school, is here, as often as he can be, and there's one of him and a lot more things to do beyond that, so.
The county goes from Florence to Oak Ridge.
So wide.
Yeah, and this is there's one in Western Lane County, one in Eastern, basically that's what they were saying.
Okay.
But like a single deputy for each
So he goes like
half.
Eugene and then the other
Yeah.
one's Eugene over.
Yep, and then, but then they were sharing, a model, and mostly I'm sharing this next part to just seed an idea. I asked Abby in that moment, like, what do you think of this? Side note, happened to ask Brittany about, like, is this even a possibility? But they started sharing models of, basically privatized, so like BLM lands in the county have hired 2 deputies to serve BLM lands. Veneta, the city of Veneta has hired a couple deputies to serve the city of Veneta, but it's cheaper to contract with the sheriff's department than to stand up your own police department. Does that make sense? So they were sharing some of these models, and so I just went over and asked, like, have you ever seen a school district help privatize in that way and have for the region, not for the school? And so often when we talk about SROs, you're talking about an officer in the school, and I don't know that we're big enough for that, and 95% of the crime that we engage with is not on our campus. It's in our community, but there's not somebody to address it. And so I don't know the possibilities, but there is SRO, or there used to be, haven't even looked recently, but SRO grants and those kind of things out there. And just curious about the potential of seeking one of those grants in partnership, like with Triangle Lake.
Could we partner with even, like, for funds, couldn't we partner with, say, SUD 2?
They have the Florence
okay.
Police Department, so I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Really the issue, I should have started with this, we're unincorporated.
Yeah.
And so all of these places that are doing this are incorporated and we're not. And so who is the agency that would be able to contract? I think a school district might be that answer. And so, anyway, I'm tossing that one up there. Beyond that, not, and I think that is definitely a board thing, and would need to talk, but, it's funny you're sitting here.
We've talked about it.
We talked about this to say, am I crazy? No, we'd be interested, and, this gentleman that is not a deputy, but higher up in the Lane County Sheriff, I didn't catch what exactly he was, said, I think 225, is that what, or 250?
205,000.
205, okay, somewhere in the more than 200 and less than 250,000, per deputy, which is a lot and not a crazy amount, so,
But like you said, if there was some sort of grant funding.
yeah,
thing.
I don't think it should, I mean, I will say, I don't think it should come out of our general fund.
No.
I don't think we're in a position to do that, but if there is still SRO funding out there, I think it's a unique way of looking at SROs, and I think both districts could go after that to help fund that, maybe, so.
Yeah, I mean, we want something where we could like offer like a 2 or 3 year commitment to somebody, cause we don't wanna like fund something and be like, okay,
Yeah.
sorry, bye. So, we just wanna be thoughtful about, like, if we are gonna get funding, if that's per officer, that's probably also per year.
Yeah, I don't know, some safety grants are longer term, and full disclosure, I've never looked super closely at one, so I don't know what's out there, I think it's more question mark, if that's something people would like me to look deeper into, I'm happy to ask more questions. And I don't even know if they would say, yes, you can do it in that way, and for a region versus a school, but the unincorporated piece makes it hard for us.
I mean, I love that you're being creative about it, because the problem exists. And we just, we're like the frogs in the water, you know, well, this is how it is, and now, you know, we got crime and we have tweakers, and no, let's be proactive.
I think the range, like if it worked and could partner, like that stretch is important.
Yeah, and, yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, you got me thinking, sorry, just let my brain process that. I don't need to talk out loud. So anyway, I wanted to share that and thank the Grange and the community for pulling that together, and there's people that are showing up and wanting to do things, and there's some interesting needs in the region and some creative opportunities, and so the more we can keep working together towards it, excited. I wrote weather. I think I was just gonna say today was 2-hour delay. We haven't done a lot of 2-hour delays in my time here. I think this is only the second one I've been part of, and it was on a Wednesday, so it was a little more creative. Somebody texted me, does that mean we start at 10:10 or 11:10? And I was like, I don't know. So it was a fun morning. But we figured that out. We got here, and yeah, what I was gonna share is Parent Square, if you heard, so yeah, matter of practice, there's an urgent button and an alert button, and I hit alert, and that doesn't call families, but they moved the urgent button on me, and so it was a later phone call to some families without power who rely on the phone call versus the other parts. That is fixed moving forward, and I apologize. And then just continuing to hone in on, we're starting to host events at the middle school building, and it's been exciting. We hosted like the winter art show, art sale, and an open mic night, and it's small for a first one, but I'm excited because it's things that have been talked about the last couple of years as possibility.
Is that community or just students?
School-led, open to community vendors and community participants in the open mic. So we had like a father and son come perform together and those kind of things. And the goal is that becomes like a monthly event that gets people to gather here and be more connected to community and continue to elevate and celebrate the arts as well. And then similarly for the art sale, some of that was pieces made like in art and sold there, and then other people vending and selling, including her daughter. So yeah, just fun going into this time. I don't know. I feel like we waited so long for asbestos and flooring, and that got really old, and now it's fun to like have other things to talk about in that building, and they're tangible and they're happening, and they're the product of that effort. So, and then last thing, December 12th, Friday, was the next PLC PD date for the 5-district rural collaborative, bringing teachers from the four district schools, or 4-day week schools together, and, I don't know, seems really positive, I bet we get good feedback.
It was the best one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
And the biggest thing has been opportunities for, I think I shared this when you weren't here before, but I'm gonna say it, but like Sarah's talked about, you know, I've been teaching this long and never had another 3rd grade teacher to partner with at the same time, and we hear that in all 5 of our districts, and a chance for 3rd grade teachers to come together and build that relationship and learn from each other. And the goal right now, we have TNTP, which is or organization leading the elementary PLCs, but long-term, the goal is that they're there guiding themselves and with ESD support, and that we start looking at learning walks where they get to visit each other's classrooms and schools to build more in-depth connections and learning from each other. So, yeah, I'll be quiet.
I have a question. Would you introduce me to this lady back there?
Oh my gosh, we got so focused on you, I forgot it's Jen's first meeting. I'm an idiot. Okay, Jen, this is Jen's 3rd week of school, and it feels like she's been here for months already, which is a good thing. So, I'm sorry, thank you. Also, we hired our new Dean of Students. I told you guys I was gonna introduce you, and Jen is here. For me to introduce, and I'm being an idiot.
Thank you, cause I felt that, and I was like, maybe she's getting to it.
Well, I was like, I don't know, this like.
Was she referred to her?
Community member or just somebody's
Yeah,
mother?
who is this? She's here to celebrate you. She's been watching your board meetings for 35 years. Yeah, my apologies. Jen McKenzie is our new Dean of Students, and yeah, has been hit the ground running, phenomenal, really, yeah, just, trying to think how I want to say this, sorry if it's embarrassing. Joy says, I'm sorry, and asks good questions. I'm like, quit saying sorry, you're fine, this is what you're supposed to do. But she watches and learns and then goes and creates something and asks for feedback and then models it with students, and then she's doing things that are way better than anybody she's watching, and it's like, no, trust yourself, just go. Right, so I think we're in that week, especially, I'd say especially yesterday and today, where like she's just going, and like students know her, students are coming by and asking like, hey, is Dr. Jen around? And you see those connections happening.
So she's the one you were like, I'm really hoping I can get this one, and she's the one.
I mean, I wanted the position, and I knew there were some people out there.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah. And Jenna also has a library background, which is awesome to support growth and just extensions of our library on both sides. So, yeah. Jaren just whispered to me, we did an action item for approving the position,
I was
but
looking on there
not,
too, but we
yeah,
didn't do
he
it for
just
the hire.
whispered and said, so going back to agenda review, we should probably add a formal action item for the hire of Jen.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the position and said we'd come back and forgot to.
Yeah,
Well,
I was looking
welcome.
for that too.
Thank you, I'm super happy to be here. I'm super
Yeah.
happy to be here, and started with relationship building and just like getting the lay of the land, and I'm really into data, and so I'm just meeting kids and staff and collecting data and brainstorming, and I'm super excited. I love Mapleton.
Yay.
And I'm super excited to work with Sue, and Sue's like the perfect mentor, and so thanks for having me.
Yeah, oh, this is good, this is all good news, it's good to get some good news.
And the reason that you sent me a text or an email that said, hey, I'm caught up and I finally got to your text or email, whichever one it was.
Yep, so, yeah, I mean, I was honest with you guys, like, hey, I think we need a dean.
Yeah.
And we had talked a lot about how do we create the position in a way that we can make it sustainable and not tire me out. And lots of times I have enough energy to keep doing it, and this fall I did not. So I needed some help, and I think where we landed is perfect, and in terms of the organizational chart, and got a damn good person in it. So see what I'm saying.
You know, districts have to be responsive and receptive to changing times. And over, you know, if you looked at our organizational chart and how we've run this school, we're here now. We needed you. So it was kudos to you, Sue, to see a creative way to bring this all about. I think the school's gonna definitely be better for it, no doubt.
I agree. So, anybody else Ami, welcome. I'd like to introduce Ami.
Oh, hey, Ami.
So, yeah, I got tunnel vision, we're gonna celebrate Michelle and.
Well, it's funny because Abby,
thought you were here at the last
early
meeting.
on, Abby says, who's that over there?
Whisper that in my ear.
I don't wanna tell you what to do.
No, you should. You should. So, yeah, cool.
Alright.
Oh, I have one, okay, it goes into the next part. Finance tech maintenance, but we got a $200,000 grant
Oh, yeah.
from, Lane Community Health Council, for the, where we've done, mental health support and counseling in the, middle school building over there. We got $200,000 to renovate that room and have, like confidential, spaces and stalls for like telehealth appointments and individual counseling meeting sessions, and then a kind of group and or, you know, individual counseling area that's a little bigger and like cozier, and then a reception intake area. So we just awarded that last Wednesday, and we'll be upgrading that room. So we talked about the teen center, but that's happening at the same time, and we're grateful for.
So do you have, occasional or multiple, like I know we've dealt with it or talked about before, like telehealth situations?
We do.
I mean, I know it's always been a struggle, or go ahead and here's an office, or get out of your office, this kid can be in
So,
here.
and just to share, hiring new positions, we don't have a lot of office space on this campus, and so, Jen and I are co-housing in the same office, but on Wednesdays, Hoots uses our office because we don't have this space, so we just land anywhere on campus. So having a place where Hoots can serve students, will give our office back, like it just, and then often we have students like, I need to take this appointment, where do I go? And we're just finding, I'm like, who's in room 10? Who's in the computer lab? And we just lock the door and send them in there. Sometimes it's my office, it's just whatever's open, so that we definitely need this. And people in the community who don't have internet that need to access the same appointments can utilize those spaces, so that the goal of that grant is.
And that'll be when it's over there,
Yeah,
right?
on that side, not my office.
Well, it's not in here, when
Yeah,
it
exactly,
happens,
on that
it's over,
side,
okay.
yep, and then I did meet with Peace Health again last week. Period. They changed their administrative oversight yet again, and so I met the new people yet again. I'm hopeful, and I'm not setting any expectations, but I did have, I met with, the like community health person, from Roundhouse Foundation yesterday night, or about 4 o'clock yesterday, and she's introducing me to Orion from Orchid Health, who Orchid runs the Fern Ridge.
Yeah, they have one right on campus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they call it Fern Ridge or Elmira or something, but it's a community health center
Yeah.
there. So I just said, look, I just need somebody who's gonna provide mental health, so like people for us because we need it, and so I told Peace Health I was gonna keep reaching out if they couldn't do it, so that's kind of where we're at right now.
Well, I know you just only started the conversation with him, right? Cause I mean, what they've done there is,
I hear awesome things, yep, and in talking with the woman from Roundhouse, she said, like, even how we're talking about the middle school building and being a community center and those types of things, she's like, it fits that model really well.
yeah.
When you say just started conversations, like literally, I don't think he's written, it was an intro email, so
Yeah,
we'll see,
that would,
fingers crossed.
that's a cool, interesting, like, that could develop into the way to save it for you, because Peace House has not worked out.
Yeah,
So, but Orchid's done great up there, so.
Is this space for the community and the students?
Yeah, so, yes, students prioritized obviously, during daytimes, but things like, we're looking at, Kay is working on mapping the weight room right now to see if it fits in that room, so we haven't said 100%, but we're mapping that to see. The weight room would move over, that's for our students to use, but what it allows is to open some community hour times where they're not in the school with us, right? And, the next stages of those become supervision, staffing, those kind of things. That's longer term, but if you have those spaces, then you can get community grants that support the staffing of it, so kind of if you build it, then they'll fund you and they can come. So, yeah, stay tuned. Any other?
Yeah,
things
how
from you?
does it work though? I mean, like, yeah, you're letting community members. Then we have, like, for this, we're talking about like tweakers, you know, coming, and so like.
Yeah, so, I mean, tweakers are not, so like, I get where you're going with
Yeah.
that. So even with Peace Health, we, when we redid that MOU, it's to serve staff, sorry, I said that backwards, students, staff, families, and community members, prioritized in that order. When we get to, I mean, families and community members, that doesn't mean every single family and community member has to have access to that space. It's, through referral processes and those kind of things, right? So if there's somebody in the community, who's a family or a local community that it's like, hey, they need mental health counseling, there's a lot of people in our community that I talk to asking for resources that don't have kids here or don't no longer have kids here, seeking mental health counseling for their child or themselves, and we don't have anywhere to send them. That's the kind of stuff that they're, right, and it's not because of drug use, it's not because of this. We have locals also who are connected to drugs and need addictions services. This isn't for addiction services or well, what I hope is addiction services. That's where I talk to them already and say, here are some people to call, and if you come on our campus having issues, that's where police come in, we work with them and Western Life Crisis to get them services and help. One incident this year has linked to help and sobriety, but not on our campus. Does that make sense? Just because they're here doesn't mean we're like,
That's why I
hey,
think
let me
the
take you
Orchid
to
one
our
is
counselor.
interesting, and I would love to see if that was an option, because they have experience in that, like,
Yeah.
they're on a campus already.
Yep.
And they've done that to the point where they no longer take new patients unless you're, I think, a student or someone.
Connected to that.
Like, cause I went to Orchid one time for like an ear infection or something, and I think I took a Morgan there, and that was just one time, and now you can't get in there, but they're still available, and they have that experience of working on a campus.
Yeah.
I see maybe where you're going, where like if we're open up a facility, like a weight room or something.
Yeah, it's not the walk-in clinic, it's.
No, but like if you're
it's-
opening up like the weight room stuff, like you're allowing those people to
Yeah.
come in and loiter around there, whatever. Maybe
you
that
build it.
doesn't have to be an option
Yeah,
if you partner with
yeah,
someone
Yeah, and
who,
we're-
I mean, maybe like just spitballing, like it works out with Orchid, they can do it, they can house that space and offer the things you need them to offer, and you don't have to offer access to like a weight room or those things to get grants.
Yeah.
So it's possible that would work and you don't have to face that issue.
Yeah.
Like I think the services or things you're gonna offer, whether mental health or light medical things or whatever, you could control that, but then if you're offering other services, you're allowing other people on your campus, but it would be interesting to find someone like that, like with Orchid who has experience with it. And
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe there's a good path.
Yeah, and my hope is they get a hold of us, like I'd love to take you guys out to visit it and ask those questions and go that direction, so, yeah, I'm hopeful this introduction works. I had one other person try it a couple of years ago with them and I didn't hear back, but this time I'm gonna keep knocking. So we're ready for it now, so hopefully we hear back, so.
Anything else, Jaren?
I was waiting for you to ask, and she's not in charge. I don't know, spent some money and got some money. working on the middle
Typical
school,
one.
yeah. Working on the middle school, been running some wiring in there, for some network stuff. Got a quote, well, putting in a heat system into the shop, the transportation shop, because we hired a girl who gets cold to work on the buses, so.
Just say
I
that.
love how he says it.
Wow.
I would've
Put a
known.
sweatshirt on, and a space heater or a blanket.
Yeah.
High maintenance is high maintenance.
So, but we got a nice quote, and I like the guy, so she had gotten a quote from one place, and I was like, let's get some more quotes, and like the second quote I got, a lot more. So getting that installed over the break, and I like the guy who came out and did the look through, and we needed some info, some estimates on the middle school HVAC, and so I had him come out again, and we walked through, and so he's getting me estimates on what it'd take to do the middle school HVAC too, so we know that for potential grants and stuff, so we're moving on that. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
We did approve, I think it's happening next week, fencing at the elementary, near the elementary office to have a closed gate fence there. And then, the stairs over by the, library to the gym there. We'll close this part off for more,
From where like the side lower parking or?
yes,
Trying to corral people in a little more.
yeah.
Like there's a
but we're-
fence on that far end.
Yeah, it'll,
right?
basically on the other side of those stairs there, in order to have, yeah, so that you're not able to go out into that lower parking lot.
Oh,
And so, and it's actually to the building, anyway, the thought is, the horseshoe of the building, that we can make that a closed horseshoe with a gate, cause right now there's the two big gaps in the horseshoe, and then later close this side of it. The quotes we got back, that's too expensive right now.
Everywhere they have to go up is too expensive and
Yeah,
that's a little more
and the
restricted.
type of fencing was not gonna corral the students who are needing to keep inside that fence, and so, we're exploring a few other options there, but this part made a lot of sense, so we're gonna, put some gates, and they'll help, it's for helping keep students who like to go up into the parking lot area, to make that a little easier to keep safe, but also, just for a more secure campus as well, so it'll provide a little more closure there, so those parts should happen over break, so you'll see those next time you're up there.
And since you mentioned stuff going on over break, on Monday we'll be getting the shipping container picked up, and they'll be dropping another one off that we're buying, put it over by the pool for storage for us, so that we don't store as much stuff in the middle school and stuff, so
You mean this one that's right here at the entry?
they'll be picking it up and putting one that's like it over there.
We needed that to do the renovations on the middle school.
Right.
And we cleaned a lot of it out, but there's a lot of stuff still that we don't have to put, so we're purchasing one to put back there, so.
That moves us to the consent agenda. Everyone look it over.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
All those in favor? Okay, action items. Since we don't forget, I'm just gonna start with approving the hiring of the dean of students. It's Jenna or Jen?
Jennifer, Jen,
Okay.
yeah.
Jenna
I
McKenzie.
move we approve the hiring of Jennifer McKenzie as our dean of students.
Second.
All those in favor?
It's
Thank you,
official.
welcome.
Official.
I mean, you've been here a while, but you get to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the OSBA regional rep voting of Marine Milton Berger.
So I added that one on there, we kinda did, so Mary had me look into some stuff some more, and what I had looked at before about being able to email vote, I looked at it closer, and that was just related to nonprofits actually.
Oh,
Everything for us, you know,
oh,
open,
Yeah,
and
Okay,
so I figured I'd have you guys make it official, your
Official.
vote official, so.
okay, which we can still do enough, I think, with the way we voted, even without Mizu here.
Yeah.
Okay, so, anyone wanna move on that?
yeah, I nominate Maureen Miltenberger to serve as our regional, OSBA rep.
Oh, I'll second that.
And all those in favor? Okay. And all those opposed, or you can say it so that it matches the email of like your abstain.
That's, no, nay.
I know.
Okay. And then discussion items. Like, Jaren, you got information back, right, on the,
Yes, so the auditors said that yes, a number of schools do have scholarships like that, and it's just a matter of how I want to account for it in the books, but yes, a number of schools do it, so
okay.
if you guys want to, then it is something feasible in there.
Do we want to, like, what's anyone's thoughts on it? Do we want to discuss it more? I think it has to move to an action item, right?
Yep, I mean, why don't you just provide a proposal
Yeah,
and then,
for next time.
yeah.
Okay. Board liaison positions, we discussed this a little bit. We also talked about like people coming to us as far as other people going there. I know Mizu has a lot on this one too, and she's not here this time. Do you have anything else to add to it right now, or do you want to just
Yeah.
keep moving on it?
The only thing I was gonna share, I think I talked with,
Yeah, me and Mary.
Andrea and Mary, but, I served as the liaison to the ESD meeting last month, and it dawned on me while I was sitting there that, when we talked about board liaisons, we were talking about going out to them, but it could also be inviting, people into like the first part of our meeting to do a little share and kind of thing too, so I just wanted to like share that idea before I lost it.
Okay. And I put that down on my other notes too, so we'll keep that moving. And I know Mizu's connected with a lot of other ones, so we'll just keep that on there and keep going with it and see where we can go to and who can come here.
I think that part of that though is to like, maybe have almost like categories, so like, if, say I was responsible for like being a rep or just kind of keeping abreast of like our community partners or like our local nonprofits, like Slice Television or something, then like when something else comes up, then I just already know that I'm that person.
Yeah, no, and that is what it is, like kind of labeling who are
Yeah.
you connected to, who's Mizu connected to, or who can I be connected to?
Yeah, but also like, maybe having a broader category too, like you're the nonprofit, like you're for OSBA and district level things that have to do with school, and then like, so just, so that when something new comes up, or, you know, somebody reaches out from an organization or a government entity or something, then like we already know who on the board is like the designated liaison for that category. So it's not just like, I know this person, I'll be that liaison, it's like, I'm the person for the nonprofits of Lane County, or something.
Okay.
So like having a little bit broader categories that we're, leading, I guess, or the lead on. And then also, of course, leveraging our actual networks, like creating that list, because I think that's kind of what you and Mizu and stuff are talking about, like actually creating the list of like, here's where we should be plugged in, who's gonna do that. But then also, what are the categories that we're thinking about and who's just gonna be like the leader of that category, so that we can kind of still stay fluid and responsive for things in our county and our district and state.
Instructional materials reconsideration committee, we had all of our other ones. Did you have all your employee ones? I left my other note at my work,
So we have, so I had one more, no, what one?
You said, you added Garrett before we left last time.
Yeah, so Garrett, Christina, and then I said one member of administrative staff. Originally I said Sarah, but then we hired a really strong librarian.
Oh, yeah, I remember
But
that.
who's also dean but not administrative, so I have a question. I think it makes sense to put Jen into that member, but I wanna ask you guys if that makes sense or is too far of a, like, the dean position is pretty close to administrative staff here, and it's a little bit of a cheat, so, but I can leave Sarah, it's up to you guys.
I thought there was administrative staff and the librarian.
Yeah, which cause
But I
Christina
have
is the
Christina
librarian.
as the school librarian, serving in that position because she's serving as our librarian, so it can be Sarah, and
I mean, I'm not opposed to this one
Jen's done it
because
a lot.
I know that we also, when we approved creating that position, we approved the future of
Ideally becoming
the
an assistant
position,
principal.
and then you're an administrator, so, yeah.
So.
I'm okay with it. Anyone else have any comments on it?
I mean, I think you wanna, ideally you want it to not be person specific. But when you have a specific person who's so ideally.
Or you want it to be like position
Yeah,
specific?
it's like this is, we have an administrator and then, you know, it's not, and the administrator can change, I mean, you know,
No,
like.
for
the-
sure.
Well, it's true, and
Yeah.
every year,
But if they
anyone
have, I
else
mean, of the administrators, I'm gonna pick the most skilled, or, I mean, in this case, it was gonna be either me or Sarah, and it's not gonna be me. But, like, when we look at it, it's like, if we look at skill set too, probably makes sense, so.
And ideally, anytime this comes up, it doesn't come up that often.
Yeah.
So when it comes up, you still have to go to each person, and they can say no, or
Well,
they can
the-
not be available.
They're
you know.
saying yes for the year, right? So
Sure.
I mean, they could be unavailable, but they're saying yes for the year, so the idea is that we have that set for the year. Sarah was of course I would do it, and
I mean, if it comes to like bandwidth and capacity, not just skill set, like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
To have Jen be the person, so there's a lot on Sarah's plate, and also, you know, both are kind of new to the district this year, so maybe splitting up those responsibilities is good. And the reconsideration committee, just to reiterate, like we've never actually had a call on them, so, I mean, we're not actually.
I don't know when this will come about.
Yeah, we're not
We just
necessarily
saw that
like
we
putting
should
projects
have
on somebody.
And then there was the question about, are you guys comfortable with the high schooler
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
middle schooler? And do we wanna add that into the policy? That's kind of the question on that.
Can I ask why the student council picked a middle schooler instead of just stepping up and picking a high schooler? Is there,
Does the student council run that deep? Does it go?
they have represented, they have some grade
Okay.
rep and
There's a
grade rep.
there's a middle
Or
school, yeah, there's two councils,
Is
they
the
work
student
together.
on the council?
I'd
I
have
guess
to
we
check.
should have
I
asked
don't
her,
know offhand.
yeah.
Yeah, and like, does she agree to it?
But it's yes, so it came up, it was kind of like who loves to read the most. It was a recognition of somebody who loves to read being in a position that gets to use their love of reading, kind of thing. That's where the conversation came from.
I mean, the reconsideration committee though, like, this potentially is something where somebody could potentially be saying there's materials or something, a book in the library or something that we have a problem with. And so I do want there to be, like, I'm all for student voice and I don't necessarily think that age has as big of a deal to do with it, but sometimes those conversations can be hard, and I think that seventh grade could be a big no. And so I understand that the solution is to have like a high school mentor with that person, but why not just have that high school student be the person and then have that 7th grader be like a shadow or
Okay.
something, because I just
Yep.
have,
Even if
I
they just
have
come back and
reservations about a
report
7th
to
grader.
them and talk to
Yeah,
them.
and also just that there's more representation there than to still get that middle schooler, maybe voice, especially if the book is relevant to like elementary, there's no reason why 7th grader couldn't, but
Yeah.
if it's like a, I don't know, something that's more like, I don't know, Ramil's age or upperclassmen, I have a hard time tasking a 7th grader to like, because you love reading, read this book and then make a decision on behalf of this district for this.
Yeah.
I have reservations about it.
Okay, so what if I go back, I like the idea of still, yeah, or I wanna make sure I understand this, but yes to a middle schooler shadowing that position
Yes.
to learn and step into that in the
But,
future.
but
we want
tasking
it to
an
be a
older
high schooler.
student to be the actual
Yep,
person
right.
on the reconsideration committee,
Yep.
is that reasonable?
Perfect, that's
good point.
kinda how I.
Fair point.
Like,
depends
love
on
of
the
reading, I
seventh
love
grade.
where that, that's so altruistic, like, I love it's like, because we wanted to find someone who loves to read, I'm like, the reconsideration committee is not that though. Like, it's not because you love to read that you're on this committee, it's
That's
because
what I took out of it.
it's a little bit more, you know, it can be hard, it can be a little bit more intense than that. It will be more intense than that.
It depends on the 7th grader too, because we do know
Fair.
some upper class folk who are less mature than some middle.
I mean, that's the
Yeah.
case, I know some adults that are less mature than so, yeah.
But it's a good point, I think it's a fair point.
We will reconsider our reconsideration.
Yes.
AI and education, and dang it, I super had something that popped in my head at the end of last week, and I
Remember what you did.
Nope. I don't.
Any more from the superintendents in the county?
Yeah, so curriculum leaders, last Tuesday, Craig Sproles, who's the head of, Bethel School District, shared, it was good, I'm trying to think takeaways from that, the most interesting thing to me was like, I think of the 16 of us, Craig's, what's the word I want? I wanna use the word pushing, but that's the wrong word. He's trying
more of
to.
an advocate.
Yeah, I think he's an advocate, but also trying to figure out, he's the most forward on how do we use AI in our schools and districts for learning and leadership and, from both the like, I think the lens of it's here, we need to figure it out for our students, and it's here and we need to keep our students safe, our student data, our student, those kind of things, and so, he kind of shared like, here's this trajectory of all the things that need to be done, and he put Bethel still on stage 1, and I think Bethel's further than the other 16 of us in terms of, having those conversations and starting to lay, policy work and that kind of stuff. So it was interesting. I was hoping for some bigger takeaways of like, oh, here's something to bring to you all and do that. The most kind of tangible thing was I had a conversation with Save Slow Vision, who just wrote a policy about AI use in their nonprofit, and I asked permission to share that to you all. She said yes, and I forgot to share it with you before this, but I will forward that I can forward that today just to have an example of here's how a local nonprofit is writing policy and trying to like lay some foundation and keep it open enough to name that it's changing so fast that like you could just be writing that policy over and over because it could change like pretty fast. So, yeah, I was hoping for more, so I think I was naming that I was hoping for more of that. And Stephanie from Save Some Vision was like, hey, we wrote ours, like, it's a start, we don't know if we're getting it right, but you can share that.
I mean, it's great, those are adults.
In terms of, at the nonprofit,
At the
yeah, I mean,
nonprofit.
it's definitely a different, it's not a school. And I think we have to attend to some of the same things. But, yeah, the biggest thing is just in an open source, not sharing student data, like, I think I've talked
Well,
about.
that was the
individuals
conversation
here.
we had, right?
Yeah.
Of like, that's their information. Was that the conversation I was having with you? Cause we have a lot of the conversations at work all the time too, so I get them confused,
Yeah.
but, about it, that they need to understand that too.
The students or the, yeah, everybody,
Students, because it's like,
what open
not
source
only are
means.
we putting in, like, even if we put information in there, like say you're drafting a letter to someone about a student, and as much as we talk about, you know, the students using AI or not, and how are we teaching them safety in that or whatever. I mean, my own boss uses it all the time, I haven't used it yet as far as to draft anything, but when you're doing that, you can't have their information in there because then it's a part of it, and then with that, then they need to learn and understand that, what they're putting in there, because they're gonna use it, and it's not going away, and as much as I hate all the reliance upon electronic and computer versions of education, it's there, and even if we're not using it for education, they're using it, and we need to teach them a safe way and why, and they need to know the consequences of it, and when they're putting their information in there, it's out there then, and it can be, I think maybe it was at my meeting that a couple of our staff, and I know yours a handout, so I'll get to you in a second, but like, our staff had went to like some law conferences or different things, and it's like, if you're doing that, we don't know if AI will then, just like any other company that we're a part of online and purchase things from, or whatever we played with on the internet, sells our information, we don't know that that's gonna happen, but I don't see why in the end it wouldn't happen, and they need to understand that they're a part of that world. They're not getting rid of it, they're on social media anyway, and they need to understand that every footprint they're leaving out there of themselves is accessed by anyone and can be sold to anyone. So there's a lot of safety that they need to learn, because they're just gonna use it, it's unavoidable. I wish it was avoidable, but it's there, and it's not going anywhere, it's only gonna adapt bigger, so. What were you gonna say?
Agree. But I also don't, how confident are we making kids in their abilities when we're just putting them on a computer all day long and not making them, I mean, if there's a computer in front of them, the temptation's there. If there's not a computer in front of them at all times, then they have to use their brain and their imagination. Like, I don't know, I just think the thought of having my kids in front, I have a computer that they get sent home with from school and they're at school with all day, just mind-boggling. Like, I just don't think that that's preparing them to do anything different than rely on AI and whatever at their fingertips. So I don't know, I just think that, call me crazy or whatever, but like just going a little bit away from the computer stuff, which I don't know how realistic or what that entails, but
I mean,
Yeah, I
my kids
know.
are not in front of the computer all day, nor do they open them when they're at home. That, I'm not saying that maybe they should be, because there's some work, I don't know, but they're not on them. And they're not using them in that way particularly. I think that has to do with like how we set them up. I will say, I did a presentation both for PPS and for VSD, support for Portland Public Schools, and for Vancouver School District. And the AI came up because I was specifically presenting to the staff and the teachers that were dealing with CTE classes. And so, you know, I know those are big districts, so they have really great partnerships, internships, it is with businesses and all sorts of things they have going on there. So these meetings, which is why they brought an organization like mine in, financial literacy really fits in there, but you know, the businesses that do these internships, there's government folks that were in all of these. AI, so the way that the teachers that are in CTE, now this is different than like your ELA teachers that are like, you know, we're not trying to tell our kids we don't have to read and write because we have a computer to do it for us, and I think that's maybe what you're afraid of, and I absolutely 1000% agree with you on that then. But this is more for like skills that are needed for their success in the workplace, and like not only have the teachers, at least in these two examples that I was at, come to a bit of a conclusion that they have to teach the students to use it. The businesses that these students are doing internships, and I'm even talking about like electrician internships and like nursing internships, and then like the local social media or website designer internships that they're doing, being able to competently use AI is not just like a recommendation, it's a must. And they are looking at it the same way that it's like you have to know how to use Quicken for your like payroll and your inventory. You have to know how to use either build a website or use Squarespace to build a website. You have to know how to use AI. Because in order for you to be successful in my business, especially if you're going a more CTE route and not going the university route, you're gonna need to use this. And I don't want to hire somebody who doesn't know how. So that was just perspective. I kind of bristled a bit at that. I was like, wow, okay. But these business owners are the ones that are like the future employers of our students. And it was just an interesting take. And there was like 100% consensus on that, which was also very strange. So the teachers also were a little bit like, okay, like if that's what we are tasked to do to prepare our students for the workforce, then we must make sure that we are providing that education for them. Again, these are not our math and language arts and readings teachers, these are the CTE teachers, but it does seem to be a very important part of the business world, to the point where the business leaders are saying, prepare your students, otherwise I won't hire them.
And that's
Just
just,
putting
and
the,
that's
like,
just the first, that's just now.
Yeah,
It's-
and that's just,
Think about
this
later.
is
It's
just
just
what, I
brought
was just
on.
at a meeting, I'm just
No,
sharing
yeah,
what I've
Exactly,
learned.
which is why, to me, the foundation of all of this is digital literacy.
Yeah,
So
there's that
like
piece.
kids have to, you know, they are gonna engage with this stuff, and hopefully some parents have some guidelines at their houses and they don't just put their kids on the iPad and that's
Run
that.
away with it.
That is happening. But I mean, I think our responsibility as a school is to teach kids how to engage with this and be super critical thinkers.
Mhm.
Because it's just coming at us, and this isn't just now. I mean, you know, they're building these
Well, social
amazing,
media
huge.
did the same thing, right? And
For
then
sure.
now social media is like the number one marketing way to like
And
market yourself and your business
True.
brand and
But there are some people pushing back on that now. And a lot of
Absolutely.
20-year-olds are like, I don't
they
feel
want
good when I'm on.
magazines and like newspapers
For
and stuff,
real.
so it's very cyclical. I think
Yes.
it's a little bit more about like preparing our students for the workforce. It's kind of, that was the lens that it was being presented from. It was really strong. Again, these were just CTE teachers, so they are tasked with that, and they are high school students, not elementary and not middle school.
Mhm.
And I think that
And I think that's a
distinction
bigger
is
part of
really
it.
important too, like,
Yeah,
we want to make sure our kids have the actual skills that they need to have, that they should be learning at school, so that when we're introducing these other more complex tools, they already have the foundation. And I think that's where, if we're gonna be writing like policies or like laying down rules about what AI use and computer use and electronic use should be, I mean, part of that distinction is the age and the appropriateness and the subject.
for sure. And also, like, I know teachers in other districts that are teaching their students about data centers and what's happening, like, you know, these massive multi-acre data centers that are usurping water and they take a lot of
And countries that
energy.
aren't ours.
Right, and so, but I mean, you know, there are communities that are pushing back on this. So there's like the full story, it's not just,
Yeah.
there's
They
your
need to know
phone.
everything.
I mean, they really need to
Yeah.
know everything, and
But I do think, like, we have computer science as a class through from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then we have electronics where they can go deeper into it. And when we're doing a unit on AI, it's not it's not just here's how to do it, it's here's what it is
Yeah.
with that collective
Yeah,
view of it.
cool,
So,
that's great.
I mean, that stuff is happening, and that introduction of the larger context of what it is happening in, starting in middle school. The 8th grade did the more in-depth, AI unit, so that's like towards the end, on the way to high school. But it's not a, hey, here's a tool, make sure you know how to do it, ready, go, jump. It's a understanding the context, the ethics, the safety, like, it really is a robust introduction to that. What, just on the CTE note, one of the other things shared when Craig was presenting was, that how fast the computer science is changing, and, like, everybody, right, computer science, a lot of people learn to code and do it, like, that step is now being done by AI. You write a prompt that says, code this, in this language, with this, and troubleshoot it in this way. Like, computer science isn't, that coding piece is being done by AI now, and so just how fast that world is changing, it like, what, less than 10 years ago it was, if you're gonna do anything in the engineering, math, science, and then eventually other fields, you have to learn to computer program.
Right.
It's almost obsolete now, right? Like how fast it's moving towards that, so, it's this really hard thing with employers, like guessing what you're gonna need to know, and ultimately that means you have to be prepared for an ever-changing world. I think that's our commitment. When these pieces come through it, we're trying to prepare students how to think and how to be flexible and how to
Be critical.
network and critical, all
Yes.
that's the pieces we're worried about, right? And when we talk about our graduate profile and portrait, dynamic communicators, thinkers, innovators, and advocates, that's what we're training towards. AI fits somewhere in that because the world you're entering, you have to do that, but how do we use it for dynamic communication, innovation, thinking, and advocacy? If we keep it on the right lens, no matter how it changes, we should still be able to prepare kids forward, so.
I mean, I can feel you, and I'm incredibly nostalgic. I am completely nostalgic for a time that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I got to raise my kids without television, without cell phones, without computers, you know, and, you know, yeah, this is a train that left the freaking station, and we're like, no, but yes, we have to be realistic. There are some, I would say, wicked, players in the movie here that are gonna make a lot of money off of this, and that's the scary part to me, is that it's not done with altruism. It's not like, was this good for our children? We're not thinking about that. No, so, I mean, there's some, we all have to accept reality, and I think we also have to challenge it, you know, let's
Well, yeah, I
challenge it
think
some.
just not being like, well, that's what they want,
Right.
this is what it is, we gotta teach our kids, like, you're still a human, you're not AI yet, so you
Well,
can
and I
still
think that's
say,
the
like,
biggest thing, like I
Yeah.
think, and I guess, yeah, like when I come here thinking about, that's what I'm thinking about all day, but I also work at only a high school level. And that's what she's saying, like, that's where we have to worry about kids that are exiting school, or, you know, high school level now and going into the workforce, and I think that's important to teach them the safety, the precautions, the consequences of it, and like all the background of it, you know? Here's all the negatives, like what you're saying, as far as the data centers and stuff, like, they need to know all of that. Like, we have a coding class, but we also just added coding with AI so that they can compare the differences in that. Now you've done it the hard way, now you do it this way, because that is how it's happening. So I see it in that ever-changing way, but I see it as that's what they're going out into, and that is what they're doing. Everything below that, yes, I think we should not be promoting that. I'm not even saying promote it in high school, but you do have to prepare them for it. And we're not, I think we have to show them the good and the bad of it.
Yeah.
Like, there is some good things, but also you need to know, is that true or not? Is what you read, which is all their critical thinking. So it's important at that high level. I think, yes, love to stay away from it every level below that. I wish it never became a part of it, but.
and how do you appeal to families, like, that don't want their kids subject to, like, you want, like, say there's a family in Mapleton that's like, yeah, I wanted to send my kid to that school, they just moved here, but it's like, I don't want them on a computer, you know, like, I don't want them subject to it, like, how do you?
They wouldn't come to the school, because there are computers here. They're not on them every 5 minutes, but they're.
I don't think,
know,
like, and you explained last
shared
time
before
that, like, it's a very, like, there's a curve as far as when, from K to 12, you
Sure.
know? And
Yeah.
it's not that it's happening all the time in high school, but it is accessible.
And we don't
And
send
it's not like you're not reading a
computers,
book in language
yeah, we don't
arts,
send
but-
computers home with kids until 7th grade, so from K-6, even 6th graders over here, there's a, whatever you call that thing that they plug into,
The
card,
computer part.
that they pick up in the morning and plug in at night, and,
It almost feels like more impressionable in 7th grade, in a way.
I mean, I feel like we're talking about maybe two different things, so I just wanna name that, but AI use and then screen time and computer
Well, it
use
kind of goes,
are kind of two different things, and like, once you have a computer in your hand, do you have access to AI? Yes. Is that what we're sitting around doing in our classes all day? No. And I'll say elementary, here, I'm trying to think if I agree with this all the way to high school. I'd say elementary through middle school, there is less computer and screen time use and movie watching, I just wanna say, at Mapleton than any school I've ever worked in. It is, and it's not that they never are on computers, right? We have like specific targeted time. There are really good computer programs that help meet kids exactly where they're at on their math and reading levels that are skills-based and differentiated towards their needs, right? That's a program that we use to meet individualized student needs, but not pace it on this thing for 4 hours, right? It's in usually what, 20 minute max chunks, a couple times a week. Then they have computers at some grade. We have a number of kids who leave their computers here because they can't remember to charge them at home. So like, it's not like they're and really what I worry about with the overusers is playing video games, right? That's the thing that we hear back from parents is they won't go to bed because they're playing video games on that thing all night, and we said, then take it from them. We don't want them on that. They can leave it here before they go home. If they're not doing their homework, they don't need it, right? And we're not assigning a ton of homework that is computer dependent. However, we use Google Classroom to help the communications so that each class they can go on and find, submit that homework assignment into this classroom setting. So, yes, we're using computers, but we're also, we're sitting in a class where it gets used in really like creating and designing the yearbook and doing across the hall CAD design and 3D printing and in art and
Just all the
different
CG
digital
technical,
media. It's
trade type things. Yeah.
production versus consumption, and I think that's a lot of what we try to aim for is to get students producing, and this is one form of media that they can utilize. We want them writing and using their hands too, and you see different examples of that. So, if a family doesn't want their kid to use a computer at all, I don't know that. I mean, tell them to call me, but we'll see what the parameters are. You know what I mean? Like, I think we can meet those requests in a lot of ways. We had actually, I'm trying to think if we've had that. We had a student who misused communications on their, on their Chromebook, got themselves in an unsafe situation. Parent called, explained it to us, and they were taking all of their electronics away and didn't want them to access the computer. And we went, what grade was it, 7th? Yeah, 7th grade last year. We went 3/4 of the year without that student using a computer. We printed out what they needed, we did, right, so.
are they better than this year?
I would have you call their parent. Because this was about teaching safety, right? So, but could they still engage in our class stuff? There were times that were hard, where it was like, and sometimes it got used as an excuse to not do something, but we made accommodations for a non-screen experience. So, yeah, tell them.
That's the beauty of a small school.
Exactly, that's the takeaway,
Mhm.
like, and don't ever underestimate the power of a conversation. And I don't think that the family necessarily be like, well, they use computers there, I'm not gonna send my kid. I think the more logical thing that would probably happen is, I'd like to send my student there, I wanna know how much
How
technology
it's
and
being
electronics
Yeah.
are being used, so I'm gonna go talk
And
to
how,
the
and-
teacher, and I'm gonna talk to the super and the principal, and we're gonna figure this out, and then see if this is a good fit for my family or not.
Side note, I don't think any kid should have social media after
Very
multiple years of working with this age group.
Oh my gosh, you know,
There should
Denmark
be
has just,
25.
Denmark has
Yeah.
made a law. I mean, like, the
Yeah.
people are
I do have strong thoughts
saying
on
there's a way, it's not just the train left the station. We're still the captains of the train, so.
Yeah, I think social media is like, at a young age, and just the interactions, when we have, I'll use the word drama just to make it big umbrella term, but at the middle school, high school level, especially middle school, 80% of it ties back to some use of social media, so.
Yep.
And we don't.
Altered virtual reality.
Yeah, and we don't, it's not on our devices, right? Like, it's,
No.
that is a separate thing, so, yeah. I do have strong thoughts on that. So,
Okay, so we'll keep it on here. It's always, ever changing, not concrete. Charter school, I know, I think we're at where Mizu and I now are trying to schedule things.
Charter school.
So that'll come out after the first of the year.
And Mary, was that you that shared out something to everybody?
Yeah, there was some legislation that was passed.
Yeah, you sent that out.
Yeah, so I wanted to send that out to share with everybody.
Okay, and Mary smartly added this one on here with our board vacancy. We'll probably ask this, longtime board member. Mary's like, where do we go from here? What are we supposed to do? What do we need to do?
It's more like
It's just
process.
you open it up and you're gonna start, interviewing people. The way that we've done it in the past was we post that there's a board vacancy. And then there's applications, back in the day, pieces of paper.
We should do that.
We should do that.
We are not using it.
I did something like that
I
the
did
first
a
time.
lot in application.
Yeah, the first time
I
I
think-
did it.
I think
Yeah.
I was the last,
Jody sent it to
So
me.
here's the application that we've had in the past. You need to change the dates, the qualifications to be able to do it. And then letter of application, received by.
yeah, it was a
Perfect,
letter.
yeah.
And if you get multiple, which you likely will, then you, schedule these interviews, and then really it's the board makes the decision, who do you feel is the best person to serve on the board?
And it's all open.
And it's all.
The interviews are.
Yeah.
They were
Interviews,
done at the board
discussion.
Yeah, we did those at the board
At the
meeting over
board
there.
meeting,
When I
yeah.
did it, I think it was COVID, so it was all online.
Yeah.
We did,
Mhm.
Zoom interviews.
And do we need action item, I have two questions. You announced your resignation, do we have to action item, accept that to say it's formal,
I
or
don't
just?
remember, but it wouldn't hurt to do that.
Did we not do that last?
No, I think
No, because I
you
did
just
it
announced
now.
it.
I mean, I announced to you.
You announced that you were going to.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
yeah, so I would suggest that somebody, makes a motion to accept my resignation.
Well, nobody's gonna do that.
Damn, problem solved.
Sorry.
Get back all your stuff.
Yeah, right.
Who wants to do it?
What do I say?
I moved
Move to accept Michelle Gross's resignation, but not,
Except my name is just Michelle Holman.
you don't have Gross?
No.
Was it just Isaiah Holman Gross?
Yes, the children of the hyphenated people.
Mary, you want to second it?
No. Okay, yeah, I will.
Okay.
You don't second when you're the chair?
No, I don't think I
Not usually.
I can't move or second.
That makes sense.
Um, all those in favor, even if you really don't wanna be?
No, we want Michelle's happiness and peace of mind.
That's sweet.
And then next month, should we have that was my follow-up question, should we have an action item next month to post this?
Can we do
Or do
it
we
now?
We should post it now.
That's my, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because we accepted it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
then
we
we
should
can
do it
ask
now,
them
so
to
it's
do that.
out there.
Cause
So-
it gave, when I think I'm the last one I was appointed. That was I've been like voted twice since then, so it's been a while, minute, but, it was a letter, you guys posted it, and then there was that letter, and then there was a date that the letter needed to be received by, and then it was at the next board meeting, so you all had already read through it, and then you talked about me and Abby, and then asked us questions, and then you voted that night.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
we did that.
so is the goal, I mean, we have winter break here,
Maybe
is the
10.
goal to do that all in January or February?
Probably February.
I would think February.
Probably February.
Yeah.
We could post it out now, say
We'll
do
post
it
it out
by
now, and
X
then-
date, so we can prepare for the February
Mhm.
meeting.
Yeah, do we just want Jaren to make up a date, or should we have a date? I don't care.
It was, it was probably
Looks like it wasn't too far.
the June 10th, so, it was probably needed them in by the week before
Before.
the meeting probably, and so then I
There was
could-
something on it that said May 20th in big, I think that's what it said.
Oh,
did it?
Oh, wait, what's that, May 20th?
Received by
Or
the deadline,
27th,
May 27th, attend the June 10th, so
Oh,
that
that's
was
quite a ways
like
to
2
go.
weeks away,
Yeah.
2 weeks
What is
before.
June 10 meeting, that's an odd date, that seems early.
It might have been a special meeting.
Oh, it's
'cause
June, so probably was early, maybe.
Well, no, it might have been a special meeting because,
Just for this.
just to
Just
take
for
care
that?
of that, yeah.
Okay.
Cause if, depending on how long you figure interviewing each, depending on how many applications you get, interviewing each one for 15, 20 minutes or
Well,
something.
here's the deal. If we do that in February, before the next, February board meeting is the 18th. We're down to 4 people, and I am out of commission starting like the 9th for a little bit, so, which we would do it that week. We could do it the previous week in February, we could do it the first week in February,
Have it due
and do like the interview.
mid-January, late January,
Yeah, like
something,
late
and then
January, and we
first
could do
week.
like the interview and discussing of it during that first week, the week of February 2nd.
Were there more than did you interview everybody, or did you pick a couple names? I got an email that said you've been kind of selected.
Pretty sure
I think
we
it was
interviewed
everybody.
Oh, we
everybody. There's
interviewed
usually like
any-
2 or
Anybody
3 or
who
4,
applies,
yeah.
you interview them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I interviewed, there was only 2, but other times, like, we've done 3 or 4,
Mhm.
so. Yeah, so I would be a proponent to have it the first week of February.
Having a special meeting makes sense.
You can probably ask a
in
question
case
after
of-
the meeting.
Yeah.
If it's about this, yeah,
Is
or
that-
about whatever, yeah. ask her.
If we, sorry, you said the week of February 2nd?
The week of February
I'm just making
2nd.
sure it's not a crazy week.
It's definitely pretty-
We have home basketball games Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, we can still do those nights, but just
Why don't we
naming
just do it
them.
on a Tuesday?
Oh,
No, Tuesday you're not available, right?
I do,
Yeah, Tuesdays I'm not, but I could.
please not Thursday, yeah, Thursday.
The
won't
home
work
game
that week.
Wednesday?
Yeah, middle school boys, but we could do,
I mean,
That's
Wednesday
early,
would be,
right?
Tuesdays and
4:30
Thursdays are really bad for me.
what'd you say?
Tuesdays and Thursdays are
So it
really
needs to
bad
So
for
Monday
me.
or Wednesday, both of those have middle school home game, that's fine,
That's
that's
not-
fine, that'll
It's
work.
not high
Wednesday
school,
are
so it's
good.
middle school, so it's earlier.
4:30 and 6, cause they're doing the A and B teams this
Oh,
year, but,
Cause now, what you're saying not doing it because why? Cause we wouldn't have the gym or the community or
The,
you or what?
Thursday is Forza, so I don't, like, but the home basketball games, I'm just naming that they exist, we
Oh.
can do it on those days, Thursday is a no-go, so you said Tuesdays and Thursdays are bad. Monday would be better than Wednesday, I'm just trying to guess my week that week, and am I part of it? Maybe it does, maybe I don't even know.
No, you're not really.
Does she doesn't
Do I
need to be there, it's really
No,
just,
you don't
we
really
just
need
need
to.
Sharon.
It's just that it's
Okay.
The
been,
super was there, yeah.
we've always done it at a board meeting,
Oh,
but if you're doing it on not a board meeting, you don't have to
Okay.
be there. It's board, this is
Okay.
totally the board.
I prefer Wednesday, but,
We can make it work, there may be that I need to like run and do, I would like to attend, and I shouldn't be the one deciding that day, so.
well, if I was
If I need
between
to
Monday
go.
and Wednesday,
Yeah,
Wednesday
Wednesdays
works better, I
are
have a
always
late-
open for me, Monday I can do, I just have to move some stuff around.
So
Wednesday, does that work
Wednesday
for
of
you,
February
Abby?
4th.
What day?
Ooh, middle school, is that girls or boys?
Boys.
So Mizu's free?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Wednesday the fourth?
Wednesday the 4th. So set it for what, like a week before, right, Sharon? Do,
Could, or set it for 2 weeks before, which would be the board meeting and.
On the 21st, and then we can review the,
okay,
if
let's
any,
do that.
if any talk
Yeah.
needs to happen.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Do the 21st and we'll interview on the 4th.
That's a good
Okay.
question. Did we land on a time?
No.
No, any other works, okay, just ask.
So you're fine anytime Wednesday evening?
Mhm.
Do you have stuff up to a certain time?
No,
Okay, then I'll
Wednesdays are
just,
very good.
I'll make sure Mizu's free and we'll set a time. Okay, any other public comment, Jaren, that you have?
No,
Okay. Any other public comment?
that's okay.
Okay, you don't have a question or anything?
No,
Okay, okay. All right, then, any comments from the board?
did we switch that flag correctly in the
Yes.
elementary school?
Yes,
I wanted to follow.
Randy,
Thank
I
you.
need to take a picture of it, but I will send it to you when I'm at it, and
Thank you.
Randy ran over and told me it's changed, so
Thank
thank
you,
you.
okay. I,
There was a light that kept going off and on in the gym, by the way, after the.
I- You know, we have tried,
I will see.
I,
Oh, the seizure lights?
yes, I swear it just waits for,
It's like
Basketball
it's
season.
been pounding on the ball, like,
yeah.
I wonder if it's like has something
Because we don't
to
get
do
it as
with-
much during volleyball, it happens
But
during
basketball
volleyball, but it's
season,
way worse.
it
I wonder
happens.
if that might be it.
If it's like shaking something.
Vibrations or something?
Yeah, we have, like, many things have been tried. And every year the
I
game
noticed
starts
it,
and it's
it
like,
happens.
it's that first tournament that I'm like.
There is an answer.
Turn the lights off and play in the
No,
dark.
there's just an
Oh.
answer, you just haven't.
No, I know,
gotten
we're
there
gonna
yet.
keep trying it, I
Yeah,
know,
okay.
and it's, it's noted, we know.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do, but we will keep trying.
awesome.
Anything else? Okay, anyone wanna move?
I move that we adjourn.
You wanna hit the gavel or something?
no, I just.
Okay. You can, well, that's fine. Okay, meeting adjourned. Or wait, all those in favor, and then we are,
Yes.
okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I just saw your sign post.